Expert phase, about 15,000 square feet per floor. Purchased it for slightly under $3 million. Start working with a lot of banks, with a lot of investors. Resell these at about $600 a square foot. Final retail value, 28 to 30 million. Move on to your medium tier. Come in here, it's like all these mansions, $4 or $5 million. And we're getting ours for 650,000. 2-story house, 3-car garage, open floor plan. You never know if you're gonna get screwed over. And you go into these projects trusting and as much as you could. At the end of the day, you signed a contract. How much you charge for that? You could clean it up?
Right, ready?
Huh?
You ready?
$500, $1,000, the best way to get started in this business. Before we get into the big stuff, we all have to start somewhere. Right here behind me is a great beginner project. Straightforward renovation with an addition. The entry price point is fairly low as well. It's around a $700,000–800,000 purchase price, and the rehab of it is just a couple $100,000, and the exit could be 2–3x whatever we're purchasing it for. So if you just bought your first house, you did your homework, you want to know what to do with it. If you should just renovate it, flip it, if you should do an addition. Doing an addition is going to add time to the construction. If you could just do a fix, the painting, you change out the cabinets, tile, landscaping, that could take you 2 months, a month and a half, 2 months to do, and you're out of the project. That's ideal as your first 5 projects, I would say. You don't need permits, and all you're doing is a facelift. So what's going on now, it's the foundation work. We dug the footings. We're doing the forming around for all the foundation and where the new addition is going to be going. So if you see this outer perimeter of wood, that's where the new addition is going to be heading. We're pushing the house out towards the front just because there's a lot of wasted space, so we're going to be gaining a lot of it towards the house. Pedro, what's going on? Come on, don't give him a hard job. Here we got our A-team, Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck.
Hi.
Looking for contractors, make sure to check their license. Here in California, we have the California State License Board. See if they've had any complaints. The higher the license number, the newer the license it is. Try to find someone that's been in the business for a while. Don't put too much thought in. If their price is in the same ballpark, don't start spending months and months looking for the contractor, because that's gonna eat into your profit. So here they're doing the foundation, getting the forming ready for the rebar, and then concrete is going to follow right afterwards. You see the old house, how small it was? I think it was just like 800 square feet. There's 1 bedroom right there. It was like a kitchen, living room. And what happened is they did the demo of all the old drywall to clean it up so we could do the electrical and all that stuff, get it all redone inside here. So we're keeping the outside walls for now. So we're done with the pouring of the foundation. This is the other addition at the rear of the house. There's gonna be 4 bedrooms over here. Huge backyard. The lot is about 20,000 square feet. With $500, $1,000, the best way to get started in this business, take that cash, invest in your education, get a real estate license. Let's say you're working as a waiter and you have a real estate license. Every table you serve on could be a potential client, or they could refer you to someone that could be a client. So network. Once you save up more cash, maybe 25 to 50,000, pool your money with a few friends or some family members and buy a flip. That's what I did with my dad and my brother. When we did our first flip together, we purchased a property which was 100% finance. We bought it for $800,000. We took a first and a second. It was, I think, $600,000 and a $200,000 second. And then we invested another $300,000 for the construction. With that first flip, the hardest also, this was back when we had to start doing the plans with architects, and we had to wait on their schedules, and we had to bring in a designer. So we had so many delays because there were so many other moving parts. That's one of the things that you could try to avoid by just looking at a nice house that you like and try copying it. You want to take out as many unknowns as possible. The new pool will be going in over here. Sports court at the end over there. We might even just put in like a small guest house or something. You could convert it over to like an actual unit and rent it out and get additional income. You get an extra $3,000 and it could cover almost your whole mortgage. But when you go to resell it, that's a huge value add. The person that's buying the house now could spend more on it because he'll be getting a lot more back to save on his mortgage. Another important thing is to visit your job site every day. Make sure your contractor actually has people at the job working.
Antonio, what time did you leave with the bus?
Because that could cause delays. Materials are getting delivered. You could lose a lot of money that way.
Lot of blessings piling up that I ain't even wish for. None left over for y'all. I'm locking the fridge.
How you doing? Jonathan, remember me for Summit? I'm the broker.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You guys 24/7 here, huh?
Yeah, don't worry about that. What was your name again?
So what's nice about this is we got 24/7 security at this site. You come in here, it's like all these mansions, and we're picking up this property for dirt cheap. I mean, all these properties are like $4 or $5 million, and we're getting ours for $650,000. We have to pay dues here every month. I think it's like, I don't remember, maybe $1,000 for the home association dues. There's those cameras. They'll be monitoring them all the time. So this dirt has been sitting vacant for years and nobody's built on it. So the owner was just sitting on the dirt. He wanted to save it for his kids. They grew up already. He didn't do anything with it. And he was actually saying that he might buy it from me once it's completed for his kids. So it's funny. When you're gonna hire an architect, they don't usually know about costs. I mean, they might know more or less, but they don't deal with costs. They deal with just getting the plans. I had this one time, an architect referred me to a contractor and I had no idea how much the job's gonna cost. The architect already gave the contractor the plans. I didn't even get the plans. The architect gave them directly to the contractor. The contractor contacted me. They gave me some crazy price. And I'm like, is this how much it's supposed to cost? And the architect told me yes, the contractor said yes. I asked for the plans so I could submit them to some different GCs myself and found out that they were giving me a price a quarter as much as the other guy gave me. Don't trust the architect too much, because if you start trusting these guys too much, you might get taken advantage of. What we're gonna be building here is a 2-story house, similar to these other ones. It's gonna be 3-car garage, open floor plan. How you doing? You doing the landscaping? You could clean it up?
Are you ready?
Huh?
You ready?
I'm John.
Omar.
Omar. You work in the area a lot?
Yeah, I work in here.
Ah, yeah? You never know if you're gonna get screwed over. And you go into these projects trusting and as much as you could. At the end of the day, you signed a contract. If you sign a contract, you trust them somewhat. But still, do your job walks. That way you could call the contractor and get an update. He sees that you know what you're talking about. So he's gonna feel like he has to push the job a little bit more. We need to clean the hill, huh? Every year?
Whatever you need.
How much you charge for that?
Let me see, I look at it.
Yeah, see, so check out these views. I don't know how nobody bought this, but picking it up for so cheap, 650,000 with these views from the edge over here, it's insane.
Everything, maybe coming as a tree, the palm tree, everything.
No, palm tree, no, just this,
only
just
this,
the
only
brush.
this.
How much? 300?
Come on, man.
What?
Maybe 300 for nothing. Only fix my pee there.
Here what we have, this shows our property lines. So this yellow right here is property lines. This is the front of the street. I call the city, find out what their setbacks are. This right here is what we could build within this space. We're not gonna get anywhere near the rear of the property. Also because there's a slope at the back. The closer we go towards the slope, our foundation needs to get deeper. We're gonna do a line of where our house is gonna be. We need a garage, which we know is a 3-car garage. So I'm just gonna mark up the garage, which is 20 foot deep and is gonna be about 30 foot wide. Our entrance is gonna be about 12 foot wide. Let's add another wall for this living room, connect them together with this garage wall. If we can't build the house staying away from the top of that slope, it's gonna change all of our costs, probably double our construction costs by doing the caissons. We're gonna take the survey later, we're gonna put in a 3D model and I'll know exactly how far away we are from the slope and we should be good. Hoping to break ground in the next 60 days. There's gonna be an infinity pool over here at the edge. Water will be spilling over to the edge. You're looking at this view. I told them they should bring some giraffes and elephants to roam this area. They didn't take me serious.
In no way.
But after you finish 5 projects with the beginner phase, did about 10 projects, intermediary already. Expert phase is really where now you start working with a lot of banks, with a lot of investors. You know the city that you're working in, the permits, the loans, the lenders. You can get into a larger project like this where it's about 40 units, apartment building. A big pro, obviously, that you could use the banks, leverage the money. Let's say you have $10,000, you could go and buy a property, 50 or 60,000. You know, you could find like an apartment or a condo. It requires minimal work and do a flip and maybe double your money just because you're using the bank's money right there for leverage. But a con, if you don't sell the property on time and you're paying interest on all that, 80% of the cash, whatever it is, that could eat up your revenue. Once you could prove yourself, you could find your really big projects. Millions of dollars to invest and to purchase. The return becomes a lot larger too, because now you're leveraging huge amounts of money with the bank's cash. Now you're looking to make 200% potentially on your cash. Make sure you're not overpaying for a piece of land. Don't buy a land for apartment building to later find out that you can only build a house over there. So make sure that you could build what you want to build over there. The height limits, the setbacks, however many units you could do over there, the square footage. One mistake is going to cost you to fix it a couple $1,000s. Find someone that you could consult with, you know, pick up the phone, speak with somebody. If it's a real estate attorney or a contractor, builder, investor, whatever it is, you're going to need someone to consult with on those larger deals. We finished up the roof. We're gonna be starting with the underlayment. That's gonna cover up all these plywood pieces. We passed the inspection already. They come out, they check the spreading of the nails. We did the roof scuppers over there. So once that goes on, which is probably next couple of days, we'll start wrapping the building with the paper for the stucco. Project is on schedule so far, on budget. Let's hope it stays that way. If we start installing the doors, but now we got all these sliding doors in, we're gonna start getting ready for the stucco on the exterior. Drywall on the interior, we're probably just about 60 days away from completion. We're starting a few new projects. I don't like being overwhelmed with projects that are in the same phase at the same time, so I try to spread them out like 3-4 months apart. We have like these situations where we start 2 jobs at once. Our crews will start running thin on the 2 jobs. It slows it down a little bit. So we're on a good schedule. This is the layout. This is how it looks like once it's done. So each one of these right here is a unit in itself. This should rent for about $5,000. We got 40 units. They're not this large, but we're still looking at an income of about $150,000 for this building. Everybody has a different risk tolerance level. If your risk tolerance is higher and you got more cash right now and you want to take on a larger risk, don't be scared to go into a medium-sized build. You know, don't think you have to do a beginner-sized build. If you got enough cash to hire the top-of-the-line builder, top-of-the-line architect, then get into a larger project. Make sure you got enough cash. If you don't, start from the bottom. I start from the bottom, nothing wrong with it. Just find the right people for the job. Get out the way!